We learned just a short time ago that the president's son, Hunter Biden, was indicted by a federal grand jury on 3 gun charges. Given that, Mr. President, can you continue to say that there are 2 systems of justice? If you were reelected, would you pardon yourself?
Yes, welcome back. Trump reviews whether he gave himself a secret pocket pardon before leaving office. He recently had this interview. I don't know if you have seen this. According to this article from ABC, former President Donald Trump said Thursday that it is very unlikely he would pardon himself if he wins another term in 2024, adding in an inclusive interview with NBC Met the Press moderator Christian. Yes, before we go into this clip, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that, and if possible, please share this video.
If you were reelected, would you pardon yourself?
I could have pardoned myself. Do you know what? I was given an option to pardon myself. I could have pardoned myself when I left. People said, would you like to pardon yourself? I had a couple of attorneys that said, you can do it if you want. I had some people that said it would look bad if you do it, because I think it would look terrible. I said, here's the story. These people are thugs, horrible people, fascists, Marxists, sick people. They've been after me from the day I came down the escalator with Melania. And I did a great job as president. People were acknowledged. Great economy, great jobs, great this, great that. Rebuilt the military, Space Force, everything. I could go on forever. Let me just tell you. I said the last thing I'd ever do is give myself a pardon. I could have given myself a pardon. Don't ask me about what I would do. I could have, the last day, I could have had a pardon done that would have saved me all of these lawyers and all of these fake charges, these Biden indictments. They're all Biden indictments, political. They indicted. They want to arrest their political opponents. Only third world countries do that, banana republics. So, ready? I never said this to anybody. I was given the option. I could have done a pardon of myself. You know what I said? I have no interest in even thinking about it. I never even wanted to think about it. And I could have done it. And all of these questions you're asking me about the fake charges, you wouldn't be asking me because it's a very powerful thing for a president. I was told by some people that these are sick lunatics that I'm dealing with. Give yourself a pardon. Your life will be a lot easier. I said I would never give myself a pardon.
Even if you were reelected in this moment?
Well, I think it's very unlikely. What did I do wrong? I didn't do anything wrong. You mean because I challenged an election, they want to put...
Yes, that was not all. Another question pertaining to Hunter Biden. I think this was a trap. Take a look at this.
We learned just a short time ago that the president's son, Hunter Biden, was indicted by a federal grand jury on 3 gun charges. Given that, Mr. President, can you continue to say that there are 2 systems of justice?
Well, I think there's no question about it. He had a plea deal that was the deal of the century, the art of the deal. You could write a book on it, the art of the deal. And all of a sudden that was broken up by a judge who was able to, a brilliant judge actually, who was able to see through what was happening. And it's a sad situation. I mean, nobody should be happy about this. I'm not happy about it. Nobody is. It's a very sad thing. It's so bad for our country. But, you know, if you think about it, I've been under investigation from the day I came down the escalator, and a phony investigation, fake investigations, investigations that I beat every single time, still under investigations. But it's a very sad thing, and it's a slippery slope, and dangerous, very dangerous for our country.
Let's talk about the breaking news today.
Ask yourself this question. Why only now, after Hunter indictment, this question is surfacing? Now we have indicted Hunter Biden. Will you still say we have a too-tight justice system? You can see clearly the politics behind all this. I believe you saw that. I have seen different reactions pertaining to this, and a lot of people are not even interested into all these issues of indictment. When you take a look at what is happening, they didn't invade his house to search to see if they can see other things. He was not arrested, so you can see exactly what is happening here. Other people, when they indict them, you will see people have questioned where is the mugshot, where is this. So Vivid sent this out on Twitter. The deep state would devour their own. and choose another person. Mark my word, if the administrative state succeed in bringing down Trump, they will then go after Biden because his puppet masters will no longer have a useful for him and they can use it to justify what they did to Trump. It is no incident that you see the Hunter indictment come right as Biden's own popularity among Democrats start to dip. It is one big optical illusion. That is the truth. When they do something, question like this will surface. Now that we have indicted Hunter Biden, will you say there is a two-tier justice system? Just to psychologically defeat you, in such a way that you should be speechless. And I'm impressed how Trump responded to this question. Vivid said the right thing. They will make it like, oh, okay, Trump is now in prison. What we'll do next is to bring down Biden to balance it up. So you should say, no, there is no bias here. Then they bring in another person. There is one thing I saw a lot of people are just waiting if Biden have the same moment like Mitch McConnell, Democrat will be excited. They will use that as an excuse, to bring him down. It is just normal. We saw issues of document. It has gradually just died down. Sometimes I don't really want to go deep into all this, but it is important we actually look into the politics behind this. Trump standing up to respond to these people to me was amazing. Yes, he could pardon himself, but he knew he did nothing wrong. So why should I pardon myself? That is what they are actually waiting. Why is it that they waited just after Hunter is indicted before this interview?
Joe Biden not looking so good. You saw the polls. You saw Pelosi twist the knife with Kamala Harris. How are things looking to you as a Republican?
Well, the good news is I was happy to see that I'm beating Joe Biden in that poll and doing just fine. Here's the reality, though, Jesse, is that Joe Biden is a puppet for the managerial class. And part of the reason I don't even talk about him that much in my speeches here in Iowa and elsewhere is he is a figurehead for the deep state and the managerial class. And if they sacrifice him, they're just going to trot out the next puppet. That's why I think the Republican Party needs to not make the mistake we did in 2022 by actually focusing on a vision of our own. I think the more we're going to talk about Biden, the less of an opportunity we actually have, because he's going to be a sacrificial lamb. You mark my words, even that Hunter Biden indictment, which I think is itself a smokescreen earlier today, that's just going to be one more lever they use to get Joe Biden to get out of the way when he has stopped serving his useful purpose.
Yeah, that'll be leverage
so
for sure. Absolutely.
No,
they're definitely going to use those indictments against him if they need to turn the screws.